When I first met Warren back in 1959, I recognized immediately that he was a very intelligent person.
For the last 4 or 5 years, the stock market has been booming along and presumably forecasting better business, which has really not materialized. So maybe the stock market is really correcting a previous incorrect forecast this time rather than making a new correct one.
He made a lot of money buying thinly traded securities.
Hello everyone, this is Sherry. Welcome back to my channel. So since I started investing for the past 2 years, I've learned a lot from Warren Buffett, from online articles to interviews as well as their annual shareholder meetings. So today I want to share 3 of my major takeaways from Warren Buffett. It's just my personal opinion, and although there's a lot more to learn, I will just introduce 3 of them today. So the first thing is to know what you're doing. So Warren Buffett's investment strategy is to invest in the business he understands, like the banking industry, like the airline industry, or the very fundamental industry like food industry. So he haven't investing in the new internet or technology industries like Facebook or Amazon, but he don't feel like he's missing out, because if we look at his performance in his past 30 years, like from the 80s to currently, his performance is increased by 25%, while S&P 500 only increased by 9%. So Buffett's performance has beat the market way much better. And this strategy is very useful in the long term, because what Buffett is doing is to look at the company's fundamentals, financials, as well as historical stock data, and then make analysis, make a decision whether to invest in the company or not. So it feels like become the shareholder of the company rather than just looking at the short-term price fluctuation and just buy the stock and done. I think this strategy is very useful for long-term investment, because if a company truly provide value to the consumers or to the society, it will show up in the stock price, as US stock market is a very mature one. Although some companies may encounter some short-term decline because of some news or some struggles temporarily, but the truly valuable company will finally get their price back, despite the temporary news effect. So that's why before my investment, I always look at the fundamental data, the financial figures of the company, to make sure what the company's doing as their main business, and also what's the company's strategy in the future. So I believe reading the annual shareholder report as well as 10K reports filed to SEC is also very important, because investment is always risky, and if you don't understand it and you put your money there, when there's some short-term loss, you may want to cut the loss, and in the long term it may not have the gain. So that's why a lot of people have experienced that when they sell the stock price has increased immediately. That's I think just because of the short-term panic, because of the emotional reason, but it's not a very rational process. The second thing I learned from Warren Buffett is to be patient. He mentioned that it's like play a baseball game. So you don't need hit the targets a lot of times, you just hit the target several times in your sweet spot and you can win the game. So when we look at his investment portfolio, he didn't do the trading every day. He just wait until it gets to a price point he think it will be valuable. When he find the price point is appropriate, he invest in and he hold it for a long time. So in my past investment mistake, I also realized that sometimes I just wanna take the short-term profit, but as soon as I sell the stock market has been high-rocket, and I just feel like looking at a lot of other people's experience, when people are looking for the long-term gain and be disciplined, they tend to have higher returns. And I think it's also benefit mentally because Buffett is like 89 years old right now, and he's still very energetic and very positive. I think that's definitely because of his knowing what he's doing and he's passionate about, so there comes the energy. And I feel like if we looking for the short-term gain, we may miss from time to time, and it's not gonna benefit mentally. The third thing I learned from Buffett is to be focused. Nowadays, it's an explosion of information, and because of the internet and social media, the information is so easy to get and it's everywhere that you can get tons of push notifications every day. And I think it's important to decide like which one really is important and do not be smoked by the news you've seen. Because I think news is something like written after what happened in the market, but it could not necessarily predict what's gonna be in the future. So what's gonna predict the stock price in the future is based on the company's fundamentals, their management, as well as whether they have the moat that prevents the competitors to come into their castle. So once we done the fundamental analysis, as well as we know look at their financial data to see whether the company has managed well financially, we can know whether it's a good investment or not. Other than that, all the news or, in my opinion, like a lot of technique for short-term gain, I think if you want to be a long-term value investing, those are not that important. And so yeah, for me, I'd like to focus more on the stock I've discovered or I've been watching. And it's never easy to study one stock because you need to know the company, to know the business, do a lot of research from the time. So I think laser focus is definitely needed if you want to go in really deep. And I think that's also why only small portion of people really make money in the stock market, because those people who just look at like the shallow process, they may not know the reasons behind. So although we have so much information nowadays available, we could not get to all the information, like the insider information or some unpredictable information like the pandemic or the political reasons. So I think we just focus something we can control rather than some external factors that no one can predict. To sum up, first is know what your investment in and to really dig into the companies you want to buy the stock. And the second is to be patient, to wait for the best timing to get into the stock. And third one is to focus on the fundamentals, the very essentials of the financial data. I believe there are so many things we can learn from Buffett because he is the legendary and he is very special. That's all my thoughts and 3 things I want to share I've learned from Warren Buffett today. Thank you guys for watching. I know a lot of people have different opinion about Warren Buffett, so please leave in the comments down below to tell me what you think about Warren Buffett, and I would love to hear about that. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!